let's hit the field.
And just like that, it was the All-Star break. Yankees taking on the Cubs today in the final game of a 3-game set. Shota Imanaga, one of the better pitchers in Major League Baseball, on the mound, and Will Warren making the start in the final game of an impressive first half for him. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Well, not the way you want to end the first half, and my dog this time wants to be on camera. Solid start from Will Warren. Home run from Giancarlo Stanton today, but ultimately the Yankees got just 2 hits in this game off of Shota Imanaga, and the rest is history. They gave up 10 hits and 4 runs. They scored 1 run on their 2 hits, just the solo home run from Stanton, and it's hard to win a game that way. We had a big 2-run home run by Dansby Swanson off of Ian Hamilton, who threw the ball well last time out, but today not so good, and obviously not the kind of finish that the Yankees wanted after such a promising start to the homestand, where they picked up the sweep against the Mariners, and then they won the first game 11-0 against the Cubs. Back-to-back games where they just did not look as good. But we did get some promising news today on one of our pitchers. Luis Gil made a rehab start today. He went 3 1/3 innings. He gave up 1 run through 50 pitches. He had 6 strikeouts. You have to think about the next 3 or 4 starts for him as kind of being spring training, right? So don't read too much into his statistics, but just see how he looks. And in the highlights today, he looked good. The fastball had that life that we're used to seeing. He looked pumped up. He looked like he was basically pitching at full strength. I know he's not at full strength yet, but that's a good sign. I think that getting him back in this rotation will go a long way, but they've definitely taken their time with him. But, don't forget, last year he was way above his expected innings for the year, and so he was way above anything he had done before. And so the Yankees may have anticipated taking it easy with him this year, and this injury just kind of allows them to do that a little bit better. But anyway.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
So, tough day for the Yankees. Obviously, not a lot of highlights to talk about in this one. We had Giancarlo Stanton with the home run, Warren with 5 2/3 innings. We had Belly's hit streak get snapped. We had, the home run from Bush, who has 19 now, and Swanson with 16. And, it was just kind of a boring game, to be honest. Nothing of note, of significance from the Yankees in this game. And Gary Cooper has it right on the money. He says, can't win many games with 2 hits. I agree. I want to talk more about Will Warren because I thought he showed some resilience today. First innings have been a problem for him. He served up the leadoff home run, and you're thinking, here we go again. Here we go again. But he settled back in, and he got through the 5th inning. I thought they should have pulled him after 5th inning. And Paul O'Neill, again, right on the money with this. A lot of Warren's pitches today were extremely stressful, right? He got the double play to get out of the first inning. They almost got a second double play, but Volpe took his time on the back end. Not sure what he was doing there, and Nico Horner beat it out. But I thought that once again he bent but did not break. This is a kid who is very mentally tough, much more so than I anticipated him being. What was weird today is he didn't have the strikeout pitch working. Typically, he's going to strike out more hitters than he, or strike out more strikeouts than innings pitched, but also more hitters than he walks. But today, 1 strikeout and 3 walks. On the season, 111 strikeouts coming in 90 innings. So this is a guy who typically gets a lot of swings and misses, and today just wasn't getting it. And the fastball velo was fine. It was over 95. Maybe just that extra little bit of life. Gave up the leadoff home run. He left some runners on base today. But I agree with Paul O'Neill that he looked kind of wiped after the 5th inning, and I was surprised that they sent him back out. But overall, you have to commend Warren on having a pretty solid first half to his rookie year. The ERA 4.63 isn't great, but it's kind of been blown up by a couple of bad starts. Most times, he's been very, very solid. Anyway, we got some comments here about Volpe. Brian says that Volpe's hands are too slow to be a shortstop. I actually think he's got very quick hands. His arm isn't quite as strong as most shortstops, for sure. But I think his hands are pretty quick. DJPX wants to know why Dominguez was not leading off. It was a left-handed pitcher. They typically don't lead him off against lefties. Maybe someday. But if you look at the games where he has led off, it's been against right-handed pitchers because he hits much better from the left side. So that's the thought there. And I was honestly surprised that he was even in the lineup today against Shota Imanaga, one of the better lefties in the game. And Dominguez 0 for 3. So tough finish to his first half. Tough finish to everybody's first half. I mean, 2 hits in the game, Stanton and Wells. But all right, let's take some voicemails. I want to give you guys just some thoughts on the first half. I'm going to make this podcast kind of quick today. I feel like it's the last day of school for a while, getting ready to go on summer vacation. I am going to put out a video tomorrow that I'm going to work on throughout the day on just Yankees grades on the first half. So send me your grades in the chats, in the comments, and so forth. But, this season began with everyone wondering how the Yankees would recover from losing Juan Soto, from losing Garrett Cole for the entire season with Tommy John surgery. How would the new guys like Bellinger and Goldschmidt play? I think they've both done really well. Max Fried brought him in as part of Plan B. He's done really well. And so far, the Yankees are not in first place at the All-Star break. They're 2.5 back, but I think they're hanging in there, right? They're in the pennant race. They're going to make some additions. Obviously, Toronto is playing great. They're 55-40 as of this moment. The Red Sox just a game behind the Yankees. They're playing better, especially since they traded Rafael Devers. They've got some of the best young talent in the game. Rays 50-47, so playing above 500 ball, not going away. Orioles even better than in recent weeks, right? So this is not an easy division. The Yankees have got to do a better job against playing in their division. They've got to do a better job at scoring runs in the second half. I know that they scored a ton of runs, but most of them were in bunches. They had a lot of games where they blew people out, but they didn't win the tight games. They didn't win the extra inning games. So they've got to get better at manufacturing runs, not bashing home runs. They've got to get better at learning how to score runs. Their defense, quite frankly, needs to be better. Volpe was underwhelming at shortstop, and he's supposed to be one of the better gloves in the league. Even Peraza, he makes some great plays, but he also screws up some plays at third base. Jazz Chisholm cannot throw the baseball. I mean, this guy airmails more stuff than FedEx. But I do have some promise for the second half. We talked about Luis Heel coming back, Ryan Yarbrough eventually coming back. He was really, really solid. I don't think we've even seen the best of Cody Bellinger. He just had his hit streak snapped at 17 games. I don't think we've seen the best of Giancarlo Stanton yet, and he just went deep again for the 4th time in 9 games. Jazz Chisholm, while the defense has been suspect, having a great year offensively. Who knows what Aaron Judge is capable of? He might have a month where he hits 20 home runs. I mean, that's the kind of player he is. But he's going to have to get some protection in the lineup. You got to get Goldschmidt heated back up again. He started off hot. He cooled off. He's been kind of up and down lately. We need him to take this All-Star break and rest up. These old guys, they need a little bit of rest. Trust me, I know. And, hopefully he comes out of the second gate much better, or the second half gate much better. The bullpen scares the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie. Jonathan Loaizaga has been ineffective. It's mostly been the movement on his sinker. It's been more lateral. Devin Williams got off to a slow start, but he's looked good lately. He looked good today. Luke Weaver has not been as dominant lately. Tim Hill has pitched pretty well, but I don't trust Ian Hamilton at all. Mark Leiter's injured right now. Got a lot of guys injured. So hopefully the Yankees are able to pick up 1 or 2 arms as we go along here. Relevant call.
Yeah, hi, Derek. Steady. They just brought in the relief pitcher, the bullpen. Bang. Meatballs. That's what they get out of that bullpen. Meatballs. Anyway.
Meatball. Got to get better pitching out of the pen, guys. Got to just keep the ball in the ballpark. You can't have the bullpen serving up this many home runs. I've got a call here about Warren.
Hey, Derek. John from Hawaii here. It's about just 4th inning here. I just wanted to call in and just give Warren a little bit of praise here. That guy is mentally tough. He doesn't have his best stuff today. I don't know what's going to happen, but this guy's going to be in the big leagues for a long time. He has it mentally. Go Yanks, nuclear Stanton, incoming.
Yeah. I am thoroughly shocked by Will Warren. I did not have much faith in him coming into this year just because of what we saw last year. He was very hittable. But look, the kid has bounced back in a big way. He was solid today. He gets the loss, unfortunately, but I thought he threw the ball respectably well, especially for not having his best stuff. Pitchers will tell you the days where they don't have their best stuff and they're still able to kind of keep the team in the game. Those are their favorite games. Here's Booker.
See, that's the difference, Derek. This is Booker. Cashman gets York Vivas from the Dodgers, while a good GM, like the one with the Cubs, gets Michael Bush. That's the difference in the Yankees.
Well, you know, Cashman has also had some moves where he has absolutely stolen players. I mean, look at what we traded for Cody Bellinger, Cody Poteet, who got DFA'd. And Bellinger's been amazing. He's arguably been, all-star type of player. I mean, he's picked up guys out of nowhere before. Luke Voigt came from out of nowhere and went crazy. We picked up Matt Carpenter. He's made his fair share of deals where it's worked out in a big way really quickly. He's had some ones that didn't work out well. I mean, go see 2022. Everybody he traded for got injured and basically had surgery within 6 months. Got one here about Volpe and Bo Bichette.
Hey, Derek. So far, third inning, Yankees down 4-0. Shitty defense everywhere. I mean, Peraza not getting to that ball.
I think this is kind of an older
Volpe
call, but he
probably
got a call
should
about
have backed up.
Bichette.
I don't know why he's sliding, slipping everywhere. Then Peraza, again, throwing Jazz off the bag, getting him off balance, and I think Jazz should have had, he had a lot of time.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead. He basically says, should the Yankees sign Bo Bichette if Volpe doesn't put it together in the second half? I didn't realize that call was from yesterday. Basically, I don't think the Yankees will do that. If they spend, it tends to be on pitching. Guys like Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, they will pay big for pitching. But signing big-time position players, I mean, they've had opportunities to sign guys way better than Bo Bichette and passed, right? I mean, they could have had Bryce Harper. They could have had Manny Machado. They could have had Trey Turner. They could have had any number of guys, and they just passed. And I don't think that Cashman wants to hand out big contracts to these guys. Now, they got Lombard coming up. I don't know if he's going to be ready next year, but look good in the prospect game, the futures game. I could see him at some point replacing Volpe if Volpe doesn't put it together. So, Ton Tao says lineups change every game. Not surprised we didn't hit. You know what? Most teams are changing their lineups every day these days. I mean, and the Yankees just they've got too poor of roster construction. They don't have clear-cut starters and bench players, right? They've got a bunch of guys who feel like they should be starting, and so they try and get equal playing time for all these guys, and it's just not it's not working out. But still in the hunt, still time to adjust the roster. Quick word from DraftKings, then back with some final thoughts on the first half. Nothing says summer like long days, clutch plays, and firing off a few bets on the game. All with DraftKings Sportsbook. Pick a guy to go yard, hammer some live odds mid-game, or just ride with your squad and hope for the best. DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FOUL for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for a gambling problem. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. So apparently, according to Mr. Brian Bashman here in the chat, One of our supporters says, Spencer Jones went deep again today. I mean, the kid is on fire, and he's really getting my attention now. I mean, this is still professional hitting, right? I mean, AAA, I know the pitching is a little bit watered down, and the top prospects are really at AA, and AAA is more like replacement-level pitchers. But he's tearing the cover off the ball, hitting .362 now in AAA since the promotion with 7 home runs. He has struck out 20 times in 58 at-bats, so it's under 40% now. He does have 6 stolen bases and overall 16 in the minor leagues to just 2 caught stealings. He has walked 40 times, 23 home runs in 233 at-bats, so hitting home runs at an insane rate. I mean, I don't know that there's a spot for him right now with the Yankees. They would have to deal somebody like Grisham, you know, or somebody would have to get hurt. That's why I think the Yankees are going to try and capitalize on his hot streak and use him as a piece in a big trade going forward. I think that I could see him being part of a deal to Arizona, you know, for the Eugenio Suarez. Maybe you get Zach Gallen. I could see him going in another deal. I mean, maybe he goes to, you know, let's say the Rockies for Ryan McMahon. I'm not certain I would make that deal because I don't think McMahon is worth that much. But the Yankees are in a position where they're going to have to overpay a little bit because they're desperate, because they're 2.5 games out right now. They got a chance to win the division, but they're going to need to augment the roster to do it. So we'll see. We got a comment here. Deal Grish. I wouldn't be opposed to dealing Grish. He's had a great first half. Maybe you can get something for him. But I also wouldn't be opposed to dealing Spencer Jones. I do think that he's made some adjustments that seem to be working. But I think there are players out there that could fix this roster if you get the right package. So, that's on Cashman. Glad I don't have his job. It's going to be some very, very tough decisions. See, I mean, and this is, we got someone in the comments saying they aren't trading him for a rental, and like the next comment is trade Jones. Jones is getting traded. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. The only person who knows for sure is Brian Cashman, and he ain't talking, right? So he said that they're going to go to town. Does that mean that they're going to get a bunch of pieces, or does it mean that they're just going to go shopping, right? Sometimes you go to town, you come back empty-handed. I've gone to town plenty of times. They didn't have what I need, and I come back. But, he made it sound like they were going to try and make a lot of additions. I think they're going to add to the bullpen. I'd be surprised if they get any superstar-level players. I do think they'll get a third baseman. If they hang on to Spencer Jones, great. If they have to give him up, hopefully something better will come back. Old Sarge says, the data on MIG is inaccurate. K rate and walk rate are based on plate appearances. Jones is right at 30% strikeout and 17% walk. Look, I mean, that's still 30% strikeout rate in AAA is not good. In the minor leagues in general is not good. It's not going to go down when you get to the major leagues. You're looking at a 40%, 45% strikeout rate probably. So I'm still a little bit pessimistic. Big strike zone, big guys, difficult to turn those guys into great major league hitters. And I don't trust AAA stats all that much. I mean, remember Hoy-Jun Park was leading AAA in home runs when the Yankees traded him for Clay Holmes to the Pirates, and then he did absolutely nothing. I mean, you really can't trust minor league stats all that much. It's all skewed. Guys, I'll be posting a video at some point tomorrow afternoon. Call in with your voicemails. We'll take your thoughts on the first half. I want specifically your grades for specific players. Call in with your grades, and as we go through player by player, we'll play some voicemails for each player. But we're going to go through all the starters. We're going to talk about the rotation, the bullpen, and I'll just give you my overall thoughts on the season so far. I'll be putting that out sometime in the evening. I'm going to Superman, so it won't be live, but I will work on it throughout the day. So call in, and we'll make you part of the show. And then the next live show will be Thursday night, and then I'm going to take Tuesday and Wednesday off. Let's get a little bit of R&R. I'm thinking about reworking on the backdrop here. I want just a little bit more room in here, so I might scoot everything back a little bit, and might have to disable the studio for a day or so. So hopefully no big trades happen on like Wednesday. That's when I would be doing it. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time. If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through NYYDesigns.shop. Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, NYYDesigns.shop. And check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.